300,000 years ago, Earth did not belong only to us. Across the cold plains of the Ice Age walked other humans. They survived in a harsh climate, hunted massive animals, and fought for survival every single day. But one day, they encountered other people, and that moment changed the course of human history. Thousands of years ago, the world looked very different. It was the world of the Ice Age. Cold winds swept across vast open plains, while dry grass moved beneath a gray sky. Yet even in this harsh landscape, life was everywhere. Large herds of animals moved across the Ice Age steppes. Deer and other grazing animals searched for new pastures. Predators followed them. And among all these animals lived humans. They were the Neanderthals. Their lives were simple but incredibly hard. Every day was a struggle for survival. To find food, they had to carefully study the world around them. Hunters looked closely at the ground. Animal tracks could reveal many things. From the depth of a footprint, they could estimate the size of the animal. From the direction, they could tell where it had gone. Sometimes fresh tracks appeared in the soil. This meant that a herd had passed through only moments before. When hunters found these signs, the hunt began. They moved quietly and cautiously, trying to get as close as possible. Then everything happened very quickly. Shouts broke the silence. Animals scattered in every direction. Hunters threw their spears. Dust rose into the air across the open plain. If the hunt was successful, the tribe had food and could survive for several more days. But the life of Neanderthals was not only about hunting. They also had to prepare weapons and tools. Stone tools were an essential part of their survival. They took stones and began shaping them. Stone struck against stone. Sharp fragments flew into the air. Slowly, sharp edges began to form. This is how knives and spear points were made. These simple tools helped humans survive. After the hunt, the people returned to their camp. There they lit a fire. Fire was one of the most powerful allies of early humans. It provided warmth during cold nights. It lit the darkness, and it protected them from predators. Meat was held above the flames or placed near the glowing coals. Hungry hunters ate quickly. It was a hard life, but it allowed them to survive. Yet the Ice Age world was always dangerous. Sometimes predators approached the camp. In the darkness, wolves could appear. They watched the humans carefully and waited for a chance to move closer. But people protected their food. Fire and loud voices drove the animals away. Life continued, but the greatest challenge was nature itself. The climate of the Ice Age was constantly changing. Sometimes the world grew colder. At other times, warmer periods arrived. When the climate changed, the animals changed their routes as well. Some herds moved to new territories. Others migrated far to the north or south. For Neanderthals, this meant only one thing. They had to keep moving. They followed the animals, across plains, across hills, through the cold winds of the Ice Age world. Then one day something unusual appeared. Tracks in the ground. They were not animal tracks. They were human footprints. But Neanderthals were not the only humans on this land. At the same time, another species was spreading across the world. Homo sapiens. Slowly, they moved into new territories. And one day, the paths of the two species crossed. Silhouettes appeared on the open plain. A small group of people was approaching. They were Homo sapiens. The Neanderthals stopped. Two different kinds of humans stood on the same land. They watched each other carefully. Tension grew. Some took a step forward. In the ancient world, this could mean many things. curiosity, rivalry, or a struggle for territory. It was in moments like these that a new story began. The story of humanity. A story that, in the end, led to us. But the world was changing. The Ice Age landscapes that had once been full of life were slowly transforming. The great herds that once crossed these plains began to move away. Some followed new routes in search of grass. Others disappeared beyond the distant horizon. For the Neanderthals, this meant something far more serious. The animals they depended on were becoming harder to find. The familiar hunting grounds were no longer the same. The winds still moved across the steppe. The grass still bent beneath the cold air. But something had changed. The land felt quieter, almost empty. One by one, the animals moved on. Across the open plains, across distant valleys, toward lands unknown. And the Neanderthals could only watch. For thousands of years they had survived in this harsh world. They had followed the herds, they had mastered fire, they had hunted powerful animals across the vast Ice Age landscapes. But now the world around them was shifting, and with it, their future. Standing on the open steppe, a Neanderthal looks across the land. The wind moves through the grass. The horizon stretches endlessly before him. The animals are gone. The land is changing. And somewhere beyond these plains, a new chapter of human history is beginning.